Oh my god, my ears.
This program will be brought to you by the
Shut the fuck up. That's right, play the intro. It's gonna last time you play it.
Ultimax.
Why are you there, Junpei? Okay, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Clears throat. Alright, welcome back. It's been like 3 weeks actually. So I was so close basically to beating the story mode, but then Fan Expo came up. I'm recording this all in February and it's like March 1st right now, but then Fan Expo happened. I had to get ready for that, filmed it, but then I got sick, and then I worked like 9 days in a row. So now we're in March, and I haven't finished this game yet. So I really want to wrap that stuff up now. And if I recall correctly, we only have 2 sections left. That is the ending of the P4 story, which is the true ending over here. And then we have episode Adachi. Apologies in advance, by the way. I might be coughing throughout this episode because I'm still have like a wet cough, but trust me, it's not contagious. You won't get it over the video. I hope so. Anyways, I'm gonna do Adachi story first, just in case we miss any context that might be in the true ending, and then we'll end the series with that. I've also had some time to kind of play around with the game a bit too, because I've been sick and I haven't been recording. So I played the Golden Arena, I played the arcade mode, and I played the time attack as well. It was kind of difficult to also do research for this game because there's something about Persona games and not having clarity or the same type of content in every single version. So it's like, you know, P3, there's like 3 different versions of the original Persona 3, not even including Reload, right? And then Persona 4, there's Persona 4, of course, and then there's the golden version. Same with Persona 5, right? So this game, even though it's a spin-off, it unfortunately follows the same obscure rule of that as well. So there's the original Persona 4 Arena, which was like base standalone, which is apparently just the P4A story that you're seeing to the right tab here. Like this is the game for like P4A, but Ultimax added basically these different perspectives and new routes, including the Adachi route that we're about to follow right here. So I was like, okay. And it turns out that also, since I'm playing the Ultimax version, a lot of the stuff that was otherwise unlockable in the other arcade versions of the game, like arcade, time attack, and golden, are fundamentally already unlocked in the base game. So I was like, okay, that's pretty cool, saves me some grinding. But nonetheless, I am struggling with the challenges. There's like a bunch of challenges you could do with the characters, and since I'm ass at fighting games, it might be one of the very first things I've just give up on, because I don't really have the aptitude to perform these challenges. But anyways, that's enough of that. I'm hoping to finish off the recording today. I've got 3 days off after these 9 days of working straight away, so let's get straight into it. My voice is not ready to speak for another 3 hours, but you know what? Fuck it, I'm not delaying this any longer. Let's begin. Also, I really just want to see what Adachi's been up to post P4. I'm in a prison cell. My molars slowly crushed the hard lump of fiber. I knit my eyebrows at the first taste of lotus root in a long, long while. This is a pretty nice prison room, I gotta say. He's actually got, you know, what, tatami mats, so he can sleep fine and not hurt his back. He's got his own sink. He's got layers of blankets so he doesn't get cold in his cell. Damn. And he's got a mirror too.
Ugh, gross.
I scrape in some barley-filled rice as if to wash down the lotus root. Today's dinner consists of chikuzeni, full of vegetables. I also get some miso soup that's one step away from water, cucumber, tsukemono, and even an orange slice or 2 for dessert. Yeah, they're trying to make sure you don't catch scurvy, Adachi. Oof, I want to get sea urchin or eel. Yakiniku sounds good too. Or maybe some beef tongue served rare, covered in green onion and marinated with a little lemon juice. Yeah, I like eel. Eel's great. Goes down nicely too, no bones. Pack with my chopsticks. While I fantasize about this, I grab another lotus root out of the bento pack with my chopsticks. I peer through the holes in the lotus root, and my eyes meet those of the guards staring at me through the observation window.
Hurry up and eat! Yeah, sorry.
I've been in jail for about 5 months now. I've been held at the Prefectural Police HQ neighborhood, Inaba City, as a suspect in the serial murders that took place in Yaso Inaba. 2 murders, abandoning a corpse, plus a few other charges. Normally, I'd be immediately prosecuted and transferred to prison, but the police are having trouble with the supernatural cause of death being thrown into a television. I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be assigned to a pain-in-the-ass case like this. Well, maybe it's not for me to say, being an ex-cop and all. After-meal drowsiness hits me soon after. I lay down on the tatami mat. There's nothing to do in the empty cell, and just as I'm about to pass from consciousness into that beckoning slumber.
Number 82, interrogation!
The voice of the guard outside pulls me back to reality. Number 82, that's me. An interrogation this late in the day? Give me a break. I sigh in a way that the guard wouldn't see and slowly get up. The detective in charge leads me away, leaving my cell behind. That's a huge LCD to put on, like, you're just asking for that TV to just fall over, you know that? Anyways, why does it have the price tag on it still? It's been a while since I was last called into the interrogation room. Stuffiness really seems to stress the spitefulness of this room. That alone is enough to get me down. When I first got here, I gave them the whole truth since it was all over. I didn't plan to hide anything, and it'd be a pain if things got complicated. Did you tell them that you got beat by, like, what, 10 high schoolers and a bear? But obviously, proving that you can kill people with magic isn't the kind of thing that can be demonstrated to an audience that isn't willing to listen. After going through some serious psych evaluations and all that crap, the interrogators weren't able to make any progress, so my jail life continues.
Here's some more things. Check them.
Oh, gross. It's probably the ugliest Persona sprite we've seen. It's the ugly bastard tag from hentai. What? Moving on. Today they want me to go over some evidence. Okay. I plop my ass down on the uncomfortable stool and a young detective lines up several objects on the table.
These are the 3 pieces of evidence.
What is that? Like, is that a comb? Ah, this is a replica gun that's been modified to fire real bullets. Oh yeah, that was in my closet. I bought this when I first joined the police force and was frustrated when I didn't get a gun right off the bat. And this is a digital audio player. I won it at a New Year's bingo game, then tossed it somewhere and forgot about it. Where the hell did they find it? And that is a large, flat-screen TV. It's big enough to easily shove someone through. But I never seen this TV before. In other words, it's irrelevant to the investigation. It's pretty damn evident that there's no new evidence to find. I've got nothing more to hide, and I've told them so. And yet they still manage to dig up more junk. They don't even realize that they're wasting their time.
None of them are related to the case. I mean, I've said this many times before, but I've already told you everything.
Shut up. No back talk. Just check them all.
The detective pounds the table with his fist, probably in an attempt to intimidate me. Huh, what losers. My game's long been over. What good would it do to lie now? The reason you can't assemble a case against me is because you're idiots. And I have to sit here and waste my energy dealing with you morons. Why don't you use your head a little? I make a show of pretending to look at the so-called evidence again, and the detective lights a cigarette.
Seriously, between Adachi and Dojima, is anyone in Inaba PD not a dumbass?
Dojima-san?
Ryotaro Dojima. You know him real well. Rumor has it his position at the station's shaky because of you. A real cop wouldn't have the balls to show his face at the station if one of his men got sent up for murder.
The detective with the cigarette blows some smoke in my face. I get this kind of treatment every day. At least it's one of the less severe acts of hostility I have to endure. Since I'm an ex-cop, the police are merciless when they interrogate me. On top of being in restraints from morning till night, if I start to doze off, I get some water to the face. The verbal abuse is constant, and if I say something, I get yelled at. If I stay quiet, I get yelled at. It really impresses me how much energy they have. They're probably pissed at how long this case has taken them, but they can't blame me for their incompetence. Seeing that I don't so much as move an eyebrow, the detective lights a second cigarette and laughs mockingly.
You know, I felt sorry for him. So out of kindness, I told him during the investigation. I said, I'll make sure to dispose of your no-good man, so don't worry about that. And what does that bastard do? He suddenly grabs me by the collar. I almost ended up having to submit a written apology.
Damn, okay. The Dojima's actually on our side still, even though he knows that Adachi killed 2 people.
Talk about a blunder.
It ain't nothing to laugh about. What do you think he said, huh? He can settle matters for himself without me asking you to do it. What a bunch of shit to say about a killer.
Hearing that, I smile knowingly. Dojima-san's being a pain in the ass like he always is. I'm no longer his subordinate, just a complete stranger. He should cut off any ties to me, but instead he has to go and say that? Besides, isn't it backwards for a detective to be believing in a criminal? Cop's right. Seriously, he makes me laugh.
Ugh. I'm done dealing with Hicks. Oh, I guess once you've been a police dick in the sticks that long, your morale's shot. I wouldn't be surprised if Dojima snuffed a few himself. That must be where his men learned it.
That's a funny joke.
Huh?
Although, aren't you the one with the quick fist? I heard rumors about you when I was on active duty. You punched a suspect in the face during an investigation. Got found out and covered it up, right? What a hero!
The detective's face gets redder and redder. Even though I sound frivolous, my heart is cold.
And since then, you've made sure to only punch him in the gut, right? You sure know what you're doing, aiming to work at the Metropolitan PD.
Oh, he's a beat cop.
You little... I ain't taking that kind of lip from a goddamn killer.
The chair is kicked out from under me and I slam it to the ground. Damn, okay? Got that psycho look now. Can't speak. I can't say detective quickly. I never could. Even in Judgment, I was never able to say it. I think it's something to do with me not having a tooth right now because I'm waiting for my implant. Anyways, the detective grabs me by the hair and roughly pulls my head up. Seeing his face contorted with anger and humiliation is just hilarious.
If you don't want a good thrashing, then you better spill everything, you bastard.
I confess, the comb, it belonged to one of the victims.
Sir, you really shouldn't go any further.
The young detective who is quietly taking notes suddenly steps forward looking panicked. There's no force behind his actions though. He's got no control in this situation.
Shut up! You don't get anything out of scumbags like him without getting your hands dirty. Watch and learn.
He punches me in the gut. He avoided my solar plexus. He must be used to hitting people. I choke back my stomach acid and scoff.
That wasn't nice. Isn't this against the Criminal Procedure Code?
Huh?
Criminal Procedure Code, Article 319. Forced confessions gained through torture and intimidation are inadmissible as evidence. Anything I tell you is invalid if you get your hands dirty. Didn't they teach you the basics in police academy? Oh, but I get it. You're stuck in the boonies like this because you can't even get the Criminal Procedure Code straight.
Yeah, it's like if you testify and you're under duress, right? It's invalid. So, yeah. It's similar to that, basically. The detective's eyes open wide. Huh, looks like I hit the nerve. He's probably going to hit me again. Do it. Makatsui Zanaki. I brace myself for it, but contrary to my anticipation, I'm not struck by a fist. Instead, I feel cold steel, the barrel of a gun, pressed up against my temple. Whoa. Okay, wait, is Sho already here?
You must be Toru Adachi. I wish to speak with you.
The atmosphere in this room suddenly becomes tense. I feel a chill run down my spine. He's not the same detective I was just talking to. He's someone else. I don't have any proof, but that's what my gut is telling me.
I'm sorry, but I must ask you to come with me. Enter the TV here. And to be clear, this is less a request than an order.
Whoa, what are you doing? There'll be hell to pay for pointing your gun at a detainee. You really need to calm.
Oh, he's gonna shoot him.
Ah, yes. I'd forgotten we weren't alone.
Ah.
Get out of here.
This is not that dark of a game, I guess. If he shot the young detective.
Huh? What are you saying?
I said get out. I don't wish to make matters worse. And you don't wish to die, do you?
The detective slowly raises his arms and points the gun towards a corner in the ceiling. He fires and the lens of the security camera in the room shatters to pieces, accompanied by the ear-splitting sound of gunfire.
Ah!
I mean, that was gunfire right now. If anything, more people are going to investigate now. Like, what? The young detective quivers and bolts from the interrogation room. Well, he made the right move. There's no point in making a show of justice if it's going to get you killed.
Ah, now you've done it. So, who are you?
You'll find out when we meet. Enter the TV. You should still be able to do that.
Without changing expressions, he pushes the gun into my back. If I try to resist, he'll pull the trigger without hesitation. I can feel the danger in the air. Disobeying him would not be the wise plan right now. I walk towards the TV that had been brought in as evidence. Before I can even start to struggle, I'm thrown into the television with unbelievable strength. I always wonder, how do you enter like a TV without knocking the monitor over? You know, I'm just... the centrifugal force sometimes, I kind of wonder. I feel a strange floating sensation as if gravity has lost its hold on me entirely.
Just like old times.
Yeah, I know this feeling, and I know what's waiting for me on the bottom. What now? I sigh slightly as I fall head first. Okay, interesting. Does this mean that Adachi was kind of hidden during the P1? I was thrown out into the school classroom, enveloped into an uncanny atmosphere. There are chains and desks lined up, textbooks on the shelf, and a blackboard. All the good stuff. But the walls are blasted with posters and barricaded tape labeled P1 Grand Prix. Seriously, who made these things? I look at the blackboard puzzled and read the words Yasogami High School monthly events written upon it.
When I exited the TV, I found myself in a classroom.
Me when I narrate to myself. And so I went to work the next day, and I crossed the street during a red light. How rebellious of me. Anyways, Yaso High is where those wannabe detectives went. Of course, this isn't the real school, but I get the feeling that they'll be showing up any moment now. Well, that doesn't matter. The thing I need to worry about is whoever called me here is somewhere in this school too.
Seriously, I can't believe I'm called in here all of a sudden. I'm not even a cop anymore. Honestly, I'd rather be in prison.
Well, that said, even if I do, it'll all be back to square one. That would be very annoying. Fine, I'll play along. And I was getting tired of dealing with those idiot cops anyways.
Well, I guess I'll go. Didn't think anything like this would ever happen again. Isn't there something wrong with this world? Who knows what'll happen next?
I guess I'll start investigating from the top. I scratch my head and start making for the door out of the classroom. I'm sure I'll find some evidence if I just start walking around. Wait a sec. That's something Dojima used to say all the time.
Oh man, I've picked up the habit without realizing it. Look what you've done to me, Dojima-san.
Also, I kind of heard rumors along the grapevine that they might be remaking Persona 4 as well, which is very... I'm looking forward to it because I hear only great and positive things about the Persona 3 remake, so... And I'll actually be able to play it on the channel because I played Golden all the way back in 2020 before I did YouTube, so yeah. I'd be able to kind of insert it here then. Give me a break. Dojima-san, I roll my eyes as I leave the dark classroom. Hopefully he says the famous line, "Great vegetables." Oh, it's over. Okay, good. Episode Adachi over. That was only the first episode? God damn. Okay, I need to read quicker. My reading speed is terrible. But my typing speed is fast. I'm like, what, 104 words per minute? I'm pretty good. Not good at reading, though. Excuse my coughs. I need to drink some water, too, so I don't really irritate my throat too much. This school is a terrifyingly quiet world. After leaving the classroom, I take a stroll around the school. The empty school buildings is blurred in a dim light, making it all that creepier. And for some reason, it became a complicated maze, as if the entire school has become a giant trap.
Man, whoever made this must be pretty twisted. Then again, who am I to talk?
I glance around and notice the walls and ceilings were bored through, as if something crashed into them. I saw plenty of similar signs of damage on the way here. I neither nor care what happened, but the violent scratches here tell a story of what happened. At any rate, this is definitely not a peaceful place.
I'm starting to get sleepy.
I'm out of shape and my back is hurting. Let's get this over with and go back. I rub my tired eyes and climb up the nearest set of stairs.
Oh, what's behind door number 1?
There's just a single door at the end of this path. Normally this would be the way to the roof, but there's no telling where it goes in this crazy world. In any case, I guess I'd better take a look. It doesn't appear to be locked. I slowly open the door and a warm, moist wind blows in.
What in the world is this?
Is it the Shadow Beethoven room? No, what? Okay, he's already here. The scene before me is bizarre. bunch of crosses are stuck to the ground with an eerily giant moon in the background. Close by I can see the Moonlight Bridge bent like a spoon. I definitely recognize it because I saw it more times than I would have liked to when I was still in the city. Still.
Talk about some disturbing taste in decor.
Wait, that's actually sick lore. Hold on. So, Adachi recognizes the Moonlight Bridge because that's the city he was in. So canonically, during the events of P3, Adachi was working as a detective in Tatsumi Port Island. So he was originally from there. Huh, okay, that's pretty cool lore. That confirms it, I think. This place feels like a set from a B movie. Feels like zombies are going to attack me out of nowhere. Well, if I'm in the TV world and there are shadows here, I guess. They don't look all that different. I take a look around the area while I'm thinking that. I sense a presence right behind me and I instantly realize that someone snuck up on me. You gotta be kidding me. I may be crooked, but I was still a cop. I was paying attention to my surroundings and somebody still got the drop on me? I carefully turn around and see a young man standing there.
Welcome to his world. You must be Toru Adachi.
Okay, and it's Minazuki, not Sho. Or actually, it's Kawana. The young man spread his arms in a welcoming gesture. He has impressively red hair and a sharp yet cold stare. He carries two odd-looking katanas and bears an X-shaped scar around his face. But above all, this extraordinary pressure he's given off is the same feeling as I felt in the interrogation room. He's the one who called me here, no doubt about it. Chills run down my spine in the face of this murderous intent. I keep a straight face and speak like I always do to hide my fear.
Are you the one that called me out? And seriously, I'd rather not. I'll tell you who I am to thank you. I am Minazuki. Sho Minazuki.
I'm sorry, what? I can't hear you from this immense wind pressure at the top of the school. The young man grins as after he says that. I notice that he has a Yaso High uniform tied around his waist. Does that make him a student there? He seems rather composed to be one. Those detectives want to be brats acted more their age.
Huh? And what does this Minazuki-kun want with me? If you don't have any business in particular, I'd really like to head back. Whether or not I explain myself to you will be decided right now.
In the blink of an eye, his katana is pointed at my throat. Hey man, what gives? He's the one who wanted me here. Isn't this a bit of a mean greeting? While I'm feeling frustrated with this, Minazuki tosses a gun towards me. This grip, it's the same revolver as the one I kept when I was a detective.
It's your gun. Pick it up. You're a skilled marksman, no?
Minazuki raises his katanas. This punk wants to test my strength. Fine. I cluck my tongue and pick up the revolver on the ground. It pisses me off that I have to listen to this brat, but I have a feeling things will be a bigger pain if I refuse to fight. I take in the comfort of the familiar grip in my hands and turn to Minazuki.
Are you sure you want to give me this? I'm the suspect in a murder case, you know. That's fine. Come at me, as if you wish to kill me. Wow, someone's confident. Okay, don't mind if I do.
Alright, it's a good thing I practiced with Adachi before I started recording. By the way, he's my most favorite character to use. He has like 3 grabs, and his persona abilities are so smooth. Okay, let's do this.
You piss me off. Yikes.
Whoops. I want to do this.
Down, right there.
Okay.
Line you can't
No. No, I'm out of my persona already? Fuck. I wanted to use more of my persona. Also, there are 2 characters I haven't played as yet. Damn, he's out of breath already? I haven't played as Marie or Sho, so I actually have no idea what their moveset is, which is probably why I struggled so much. And I haven't played in 3 weeks. Why are you making excuses, Umbra? Get on with it. You're right. I feel uplifted for the first time in a while. Minazuki's power was something. It definitely wasn't the standard keep it clean sense of fighting. Sure, I beat him, but he probably wasn't taking me seriously. In fact, He seems pretty nonchalant while he looks at me, but he seems satisfied.
You're quite skilled. I find your defeat incomprehensible.
Look who's talking. You look like you've got lots more energy to spare, too.
Indeed, I was only testing you. I wanted to see if you would be of any use. I'm going to create his world. For that, I require your assistance.
His world? Ah, now I'm a little interested. Tell me more.
Come to think of it, he said his before too. So he's got another ally? Just in case, I sneak my revolver behind my back and reload the cylinders.
This is what that boy wishes for. I intend on destroying this world. The world is filled with deception. Those within it prattle about friendship and bonds, yet they trample over others in the dark without a care. There is no value in such a world. What must be done is to eliminate everything within it.
That's got my interest. Truth to tell, you're probably right. This world's all about useless, shallow, so-called friendships. And yeah, I think it's irritating too. I mean, hey, I gave destroying everything a shot once too.
That's only half true. Bonds, friendships, helping one another. There are a lot of people who flaunt all this nice sounding talk. But it's all the same to people who don't hesitate to stab people in the back the moment they feel attacked or get hurt. I like how he says it's a half-truth as well, because he was technically being controlled by Anemo no Sagiri, so yeah, it is a half-truth. In the end, it's just the humans have to rely on each other in order to live. Far too many dumbasses misunderstand that and try to make it way more meaningful than it already is. That's why I really understand where this guy's coming from. It'd be nice if you could erase this shitty world like a magic trick. At least that's what I used to think.
You gained a power beyond humans. Do you remember that time?
Power beyond humans? Huh. You mean that thing? What do you want with it?
I intend to summon that power. But it needs to be tamed.
His eyes waver like red flames. I see. Looks like he's been given power just like me.
For that, I require your assistance. You will cooperate with me. You have no choice in this.
He points his katana at me again. With my power, I didn't have much control. I was taken over by some mysterious force and had no memory of it. He's poked around my personal profile, but he's missing the most important part. I guess he's just some brat after all. He can't even do his research.
Come on, you're not giving me a say here. And about this taming thing, that's all up to you. What does it have to do with me? If you want my help, I guess I'll cooperate with you as best I can.
As best as you can. Very well. You have another role as well.
What? There's more?
Persona users. I will gather them and make them fight. You will also participate in this.
Huh? That sounds like a real pain. I mean, why are you making them fight?
To be honest, I really don't want to get involved in this, but the right choice is to act like I'm interested and get as much info out of this kid as possible. Depending on how things go, this guy might become a hindrance to me. I'll decide how to make my move once I've heard what he has to say. Yeah, this is cool. Like, being able to hear Adachi's inner thoughts is great. After I make an interested face, he surprisingly tells me the full outline of his plan. He's going to gather shadows until he has a giant collection of them, like a pile of sculpting clay. Using that as a vessel, he plans to summon what he calls power beyond the bounds of man to inhabit it. But in order to pacify such a powerful being, he apparently needs persona fragments that are created when personas use their powers on one another. So we thought up the idea of creating a one-on-one tournament between persona users, calling it the P1 Climax. Plus, he made some exact duplicates of people out of shadows in order to force them into fighting one another. I have to admit, he made an effort. Okay, so so Adachi's story begins from the P1 Climax, not the Grand Prix. So it takes place after the P4A story. Just so we get that timeline clear. In addition, he's already taken some persona users belonging to an organization called the Shadow Operatives hostage. He's definitely planned for this, though I don't really get the point of crucifying his captives on those tacky crosses. Anyways, you don't get it, Adachi. It's because it's symbolic to the original P3. I've been called in to help him collect the fragments to get a hold of the power within the giant shadow. It all sounds pretty stupid really, but Minazuki is dead serious. He really intends to go through with this. How did he manage to come up with this plan that's so convoluted, pain in the ass? But it's just because I haven't been around for a while, but I'm actually impressed at how ridiculous this scheme of his is.
I'll add the persona users of this town to the fight as well. You understand, no? They were the opposition who shattered your previous ambitions. Have your revenge on them if you wish. Even if you do nothing, I will not complain.
Revenge, huh?
We will prepare the stage for you. You're free to destroy them if you so choose. The clashing of competing powers will give off persona fragments. This will advance our plans.
And if I refuse?
Then the murders which occur on foggy days will begin again.
I see. Well, can't let that happen.
I never had a choice from the start, huh? Well, I didn't expect to just go home without having to do some kind of work. And after hearing this plan, I just can't say... Me when I go out? Well, I didn't expect to just go home without having to do some kind of work. I was thinking about what to do when I suddenly felt the ground shake a bit beneath us.
It's time. Here it comes.
Minazuki looks up at the sky and stares off into the distance. Suddenly... It's like suddenly... The 4 red pillars. The shaking grows so intense that it can barely stand and the roof soars up into the sky. I fall to my knees and brace my hands on the ground, lost for words as I stare upward. Oh, okay, this is the Red Knight. The sky has turned red, like ink staining like a piece of paper or an infection spreading across healthy flesh.
Oh, man. Isn't this a little over the top?
Adachi, why are you standing on the side? The shaking finally stops, so I run to the edge of the roof. I look down at the world from there and gulp involuntarily. The town's covered in an eerily red mist. The sky, the moon, even the air itself is covered in red. It's the same color as Minazuki's eyes, as if to show me that everything is at his mercy.
Hey, is this?
What the hell? Damn! This is totally out there. My world is awesome!
No, he switched.
Dude, you're Adachi, right? Did you see that just now? Did you? The world's all red! Well, better red than dead. Just kidding.
The young man who has been cool and calm just a moment ago is now jumping around like a little kid. An innocent brat playing with a new toy.
Huh? Whoa, hold on. What's with the wild mood swing?
What are you all surprised for?
You were talking to him, huh?
That kind of puts a damper on things.
Him? Just in case, I take a look around, but we're the only ones here. The red-headed boy laughs merrily as I cock my head in confusion.
Well, that's fine. I'm Sho Minazuki. Welcome to my world, as I like to call it. I've heard about you. You hate this world too, right? Good for you, because it's all going away.
Huh. So, you're different from Minazuki-kun.
Ugh, you're still on this? Minazuki is him. I'm Sho. It's too much of a pain to explain it anymore. Just kidding.
He actually inherited Ikutsuki's jokes. It's crazy. Maybe he just doesn't care to keep talking, but Sho ends the conversation. Does he have a split personality? Never met someone who does before, but it's fairly common to hear about it when you talk with cops about psych cases. Still, something doesn't seem right. I feel something different, something threatening, madness from him. Well, that doesn't matter right now. I just slumped in my shoulders, fed up with the fact that now I have even more trouble to deal with.
But that aside, are you really any good to me? If you're totally weak after saying you'll help out, I don't need your bullshit. And if you really are like that, I'll seriously kill you.
I don't think I ever gave a clear yes or no yet. This is all so sudden, you know?
Huh? Are you an idiot? Cooperating lets you live. Refusing gets you killed. Get it? What moron would say no to that?
Those are some pretty extreme choices.
Enough going on in circles. I wouldn't mind destroying you, but he's telling me not to.
That means you're game to do this. You seem like you enjoy things that get bloody.
What's wrong with that? It goes gushing out like psh, right?
Sho answers without any hesitation. The type that has no self-awareness is the very worst. The kids should be more careful, no matter how strong you are, even if you've got control over a great power. If you let your guard down, you're gonna get your feet swept right out from under you.
Yeah, sure, I'll participate. I was getting bored, so this'll probably be a good way to kill time.
It's a good foil. Kind of realized this too. I don't know why I didn't draw this parallel sooner, but yeah, it's true. Sho is a good parallel to Adachi, because that's how he felt too back then.
But I'll do this my way. I have my own rules, you know?
That's right. I have my own set. I don't give two shits about this perfect world or his power. All this crap about getting revenge on the kids from Inaba, or the fighting between Persona users, doesn't matter to me either. They can do whatever they want. Things are different if they're gonna start interfering with me. I don't want anyone getting in the way of my rules no matter what.
Huh? Well, do what you want. I don't care if it's rules or roulettes, but if you try anything funny, I'll cast you out like that. I'll mount you up nice on the wall next to the investigation team. A dodgy-looking Adachi. Just kidding.
He laughs at his own lame joke, then his eyes suddenly glow red. He turns his piercing gaze on me.
But I'll be watching you, so you better not slack off. Got it? Well, I've got somewhere to be, so do what you want from here. See ya!
Drinking water. He raises an arm as he gallantly leaves the roof. I consider attacking him from behind for a moment, but that's probably not a wise move, considering that I don't know what his power is. Only idiots rush things.
Now then, how do I go about this?
I spin my revolver around my finger out of habit, then look up into that red sky. A crimson shroud filling my line of sight. Ah, that brings back memories of being inside the TV last year. First time I found myself inside the television. Days of being run ragged running around with Dojima-san, fighting the kids inside the TV world. I thought I'd forgotten all that, but I guess not. They're not pretty memories, but it would have been a lie to say that those experiences made me the man I am today. I'm hit by a fierce wave of nostalgia and close my eyes. The lump of steel in my hand seems extremely heavy. Actual Adachi redemption arc. I like it. It's like, because at the end, like, I wish Akechi got a bit of this too. And he kind of does a bit in Royal, but I heard after he, okay, this is spoilers, but I mean, come on. In the original Persona 5, after Akechi pretty much kicks the bucket in the boiler room in Shido's palace, that's it. There's no more character development. He's just dead, right? And because of that, you never get more character development of him kind of like his true self, which expands upon in Royal, so it's great. But I feel like what Adachi's getting here is perfect too for him, because we're learning more about how he himself as a character didn't really change, but he fundamentally understands that like what he did was wrong. So he's kind of like he's doing what he kind of promised in the original game, where he's going to abide by the rules of society and kind of just, you know, not do anything like crazy or rash anymore, which is why even though Sho is offering him to like take revenge, Adachi's kind of like, no, I'll just chill around here basically. I'm also curious to see which route this follows, because we saw Adachi at the Junes food court, and then we saw him meet up with you in this little classroom section here, so I wonder which is going to be the canonical route here, if there is one. Back inside the school building, I enter an arbitrary classroom. I sit in the chair, yawning for the nth time today. Well, Minazuki, or Sho, told me to go fight the Persona users. So first I need to go down, but back in the school, the hallways are even more complicated, and the more I walk, the more dead ends I find. Here I was thinking of taking this opportunity to go through into town and get some good sushi or a barbecued boxed lunch. Those thoughts of sea urchin and cow tongue come and go fleetingly.
What am I thinking? There's no way I'm going outside with the town like that.
I look out the window out of the corner of my eye, and it's obvious that the red fog has grown thicker than it was when I was up on the roof.
Sheesh. If he's gonna make me his guest, he could at least have a GPS or something ready for me.
I rest my chin in my hand and complain to the open air. If only I could ditch all this until the goddamn troublesome tournament is over. But I can't do that this time around. I need to destroy Sho's plans for my own sake after all. I can't even call what I'm about to do as a plan, but I've already decided what has to be done. I have to make contact with the Persona users who will be invited here, and I need to lead them on so that they'll move in the right direction. But I can't break the illusion that I'm working with Sho. It's probably not an exaggeration to say that this red world is under his control. I'll have to be clever to move around without arousing his suspicion, while still undermining his work.
Well then, I guess I'll get going.
Alright, this is an interesting perspective.
Do I actually have to go look for those guys? What has he gotten me into?
Adachi's like the one guy who you isekai him, but he's like, no, bring me back. I don't want to be here. Take me back. I slowly get up from the chair as I'm grumbling. Why do school chairs always make your ass hurt if you sit in them for too long? Maybe that's still better than having your seat kicked out from under you all this time, like in jail. Sure does. Although people do that at school too, because they're bullies and bullies suck. Lost judgment, by the way. I leave the classroom to find a runaway-like hallway stretching out before me. I sigh at the dull scenery. I've come down pretty far looking for them, but I guess I still have ways to go.
What? You're serious?
Is that Yosuke?
Is it possible for us to not know about a guy who sticks out that much?
Hmm?
I hear a familiar voice through the fog and stop. Could it be? I sneak ahead, keeping my ears open.
I did think from last time that the culprit would be someone with ties to Mitsuru-san. I still can't shake that theory.
Oh, maybe he transferred here. Or it could be his older brother's uniform.
Right, okay, so it's the three of them that encountered him during the first route. Chie, Yosuke, and you. There's no doubt about it. That's the Junes kid and the girl in the green track jacket. I didn't think I'd run into those guys so soon. I feel the corner of my mouth turn up at this unexpected bit of luck. Now that I know it's them, there's no need for me to hide. I approach them, making sure that my footsteps are loud on the hallway floor.
What is it?
Be on guard. Don't leave my side.
Okay, we'll let this cutscene play out again because it's Adachi-baby.
You're kidding me.
Hey guys, long time no see.
Are you serious? Adachi-san.
It's him. Oh, that's a new CG. When they see me, all three of them look shocked as if I'd caught them on a hidden camera show. Heck, Yukun has his mouth open. Surprise! Ha ha ha. I want to laugh my ass off right now, but I shouldn't be doing anything that could mess things up. I have to keep my contact with them to a minimum.
No way. Why is Adachi-san?
Could he be a fake?
Why are they calling me Adachi-san? I'm a fucking murderer. Shouldn't it be like Toru? Because, you know, we're just that close. We're buddies, you know?
Huh? Fake? Oh, right. I forgot about that whole thing going on.
Why are you here?
Huh? Oh, well, I had intended on staying well behaved, but someone begged me to help out. And you know, I'm not the kind of guy who can say no to something like that.
How about? You mean that show guy?
Yosuke-kun scowls. Ah, so these guys already met Sho. That saves me the trouble of having to explain things.
Have you guys already met? Oh, man.
That doesn't matter. Don't tell me you're working with the culprit this time, too.
Well, what do you think?
Don't play dumb. If I don't like your answer, there'll be boot prints all over your face.
See, they've taken the bait, just as expected. They're so straightforward that it's almost stupid. Still, it's more convenient for me that they think I'm working on the other side.
Who cares about all that? Come on, aren't you kids in serious trouble right now? What with all the world ending and all?
So you are!
You guys really like sticking your heads into dangerous situations, don't you? You don't gain anything in life from doing that, you know?
I snicker contemptuously, and Yukun, who's been quiet up until now, throws his gaze towards me with eyes mixed up with all sorts of complex emotions.
Adachi-san, you said you would abide by the rules of this world. So why are you here?
Rules. Rules, eh?
That's right. I decided to follow the rules, so I might have to play along with these kids' idea. To them, I'm just an escaped convict. It'd be easier if I could just tell them that what I've got in mind, but unfortunately, being an adult is hard. Besides, I don't care what they think of me as long as I can fulfill my objective. Since I'm not saying anything, Yukun steps towards me as if he can't hold himself back anymore.
Don't you understand how the real world is in trouble because of Sho? This isn't like the TV world, where only we were involved.
Oh man, I see you never learn. The only reason I took that brat up on his invitation was because I was bored. All the questions about what he's after or what's gonna happen to this town, I don't give a damn about any of it.
What's he saying?
Adachi, you lousy!
Whoa, whoa, give me a break. I don't intend to get involved with kids like you anymore. Like, I bet you're honestly abiding by the rules here, because that's how you think.
The rules here.
Oh, Yukun's furrowing his brow in confusion. I take it this means that they don't know about the rules here yet. Meaning they don't know about the persona fragments. I should give them a hint of the danger they're facing.
You know, the one-on-one stuff. You don't even know what's gonna happen because of that. Honestly, rats like you barely even think.
What's that supposed to mean?
Like I keep saying, if you keep fighting them on their own terms, it could bite you in the ass. I bet he's collected quite a lot of those persona fragments by now.
Yeah, real smooth with the hint. Just drop the definition. They finally realize something's up and trade worried looks with one another. What? Were you just playing cops and robbers up until now? What kind of investigation team are you? More like non-investig... Shut the fuck up, Adachi. That's... Yeah, good. Please reflect on your joke. Yeesh, that was so lame. That was as lame as one of Sho's jokes. As I'm lamenting the loss of my sense of humor, Yu, who has his own worries, trembles and bites his lip.
Have we been inadvertently helping him?
Oh man, you really hadn't noticed? You need to get your act together.
The school building suddenly creaks loudly like the howling of a beast. I instantly recognize it as the noise of the countless shadows gathering at the top of the tower.
What was that just now?
Looks like there's no more time left. Earlier than I expected. Well, that's why I need to get going. Good luck to you, I guess. Oh, and your friends who got caught? They might be in trouble if you leave them be, you know?
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
It means just what it sounds like. Then again, I guess it might be impossible for just you three.
Wait!
What? I turn my back on them and disappear into the red fog. I hear Yosuke trying to chase after me only to run into an invisible wall. They already had 4 red pillars around them. That means they can't leave without winning the battle that they're going to face. I see. Okay. So where do I go now?
That's enough for now. Well, go on and do your best, investigation team.
I quietly mutter at the kids behind me. Looks like Sho's plans are coming along faster than I'd figured. Doesn't look like I have much time to slack off. I might even have to hurry. Outside the hallway windows, I can see the shadows collecting here and them floating into the sky like shreds of paper. Still, shadows blowing around like trash. The surreality of the scene makes me laugh. This is like the plot on steroids here. We are progressing at light speed. Though I don't think this story is that long anyways, that's why. Immature brats. No trouble, please. Nice. Oh, he's headed here, okay. After leaving Yukun in the hall, I've been walking around the school building in search of other Persona users. The shadows and Persona fragments are building up at a surprising rate, but I'm feeling a little worried as the fog thickens with the passage of time. Because I was walking faster than usual, I was able to come across a new area quickly. Just in case anything happens, I keep my gun in my hand. I slowly slide the door open with my other hand. Beyond the door is a room with eerie light pouring in, and Sho is sitting on a coffin. All he's doing is staring at a giant clock looming at the back of the room. When he notices me, he slowly turns in my direction.
Huh? Oh, it's just you.
Hey there. Looks like it's going well. Getting plenty of Persona fragments, huh?
Yeah, it's going so well, I'm bored as shit. I want to see them cry and groan in pain and all that good stuff. Actually, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and go take them apart.
Well, there's no need to rush. After all, they can't leave this place.
Huh? Well, yeah. I'm getting so bored. I should just go take out a couple of them.
Whoa, hold on there. There's no need to get hasty when the plan's going so well, right? It'd be easier to just sit back and wait.
What are you talking so big for? Want me to stick my sword through your ears?
With that, Sho slowly draws one of his katanas, then turns and stabs into one of the coffins lying around. He keeps hacking at it without a word, as if scratching an itch. I take this bizarre action as a sign of his madness.
Ooh, scary. Can't you calm down a bit? You won't beat anyone like that.
Yeah, like, what if Theodore's in that coffin? Because, you know, he did come out of one of those coffins, right? Sho's just stabbing the fuck out of him.
And you came to get me because you needed me, no? You sure it's a good idea to kill me just because I rub you the wrong way?
Cripes, what a wet blanket. Did you just come from a picnic out in the rain or something? Don't get the wrong idea. That guy has nothing to do with this. I can kill anyone I want if I feel like it.
With a sudden fury, he unsheaths his other sword and points it at my throat. Kill anyone if I feel like it, huh? Don't get cocky, you little asswipe.
Then go on ahead. It's easy, right? Have you actually killed anyone before?
This guy's really pissing me off.
Sho sheathes his swords with a sneer. I'd figured as much, but now it's clear that he doesn't like people acting superior to him. They say people like him suffer from inferiority complexes, but I don't give a damn about his past. What's more important right now is... I take a quick glance at the exit out of the corner of my eye. All this sneaking around is really bugging me. They think they're hiding, but I can see their shadows on the floor. Those kids from the investigation team are as inept as ever. I move around to keep Sho from noticing them and walk towards him.
Look, there's no need to fight. Once it descends, after all, the world's going to totally disappear.
Damn, I like this. It's actually showing Adachi to be actually quite a competent detective. Like, he notices small details and is able to feign ignorance and like gather clues quite proficiently. So he's actually quite smart.
Why spend your time dealing with them, you know? Just ignore those kids.
That's not the problem. I look at those guys and I can't stop gagging. They just herd together like best buds. I don't know why they're so full of themselves. It makes me want to beat the shit out of them. Get them to cry like babies. You get me? Do you?
Yosuke, Chie, get back!
Damn, I guess he did notice. Sho reaches behind his back and pulls out a knife, then throws it at them. The knife fails to reach them, though, and thuds onto the ground at their feet.
You're so lame. Such a frickin' irritating bunch. I hate to even look at you. I just want to see you completely destroyed.
His anger-fueled shout echoes throughout the warped room. Figuring that it's useless to hide any longer, Yukun and his little friend step into the room. Damn it, I didn't want to meet Sho any more than absolutely necessary. My plans have changed a little, but I can't help that. I think it's best if I play the spectator for a while.
Show me Nazuki. What are you planning?
Huh? Weren't you listening? I'm gonna get rid of all you disgusting pests and make this a world I can stand to live in.
Yeah, you know, he's just, the second coming of Genghis Khan, that's all.
What?
Don't be ridiculous. That won't help anybody but you.
Yeah? So what? Of course it only helps me. I'm saying you're disgusting, so you should all just die.
This isn't funny anymore. You're totally nuts. Are you saying that nothing else matters as long as you're satisfied?
Aha! Well, duh! Friends? Bonds? You worthless pests aren't accomplishing anything but licking each other's wounds! Shitty pests in this shitty world have no goddamn call to give me their shitty lectures. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get rid of every shred of everything!
You really are a piece of shit that's not worth saving. You've got no right to do that.
The world will be much quieter soon. Just like here, a wonderful place where there's no one else. It's all for me.
Maybe Sho just wants a lot of real estate, that's all. Maybe he has like a big anime figure collection. Just like
What?
me.
A world with no one else?
Ugh,
Oh,
shut
God.
up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Just hurry up and get smashed to pieces, you shitty pests!
There he goes again. Is that the youth anger I hear about in the news? My, so scary. Sho explodes in anger and pulls out his katanas again with a menacing look on his face. He's just way too willing to hurt people. I may as well try to stop him, even though he's probably not going to do any good.
Whoa, what are you getting all worked up for? You really shouldn't do that.
And you shut up too, you piece of shit! Come get me. I'll beat the life out of you. You'll be begging for mercy.
What? The red pillars in the corners of the room immediately shine as Sho takes a combat stance. Never seen a stance like that before, but even I can tell this is a little more than a kid playing pretend samurai. Something that was owned for a simple purpose, to swiftly and efficiently kill their prey.
I can't believe our town is such a mess because of that guy. There's no way I'm sitting back and letting it happen.
I'm with you. We'll show you with our own fists how strong you can be when you have something to protect.
Show strong. Don't let your guard down.
Who's fighting? Okay, yeah, I was like, this is Adachi's story, right? So he's not gonna fight them. Insta win. It was Sho who fell to the ground at the end of the intense clash. The red pillars shatter, signaling that the battle has been decided. Well, I didn't expect this. Sho holds one hand to his chest in pain while he gasps, kneeling on the ground. From my perspective as a spectator, Sho was just as strong as his opponent. No, he was better in every way. Sho was faster, stronger, and focused on his opponent's weaknesses, so why did he lose? Well, duh, it's pretty obvious. The answer is simple: persona. Sho didn't use a persona a single time during the fight. That means he doesn't have the power to use one. I didn't know that before, so learning this is a big plus for me. The other personality, Minazuki, uses a persona. It's kind of weird since they're in the same body, but they say that personas come from the power of the mind. I guess it makes sense that one of them might be able to use one while the other can't.
What did I tell ya? This is because you kept using those weird powers. You got all puffed up because of someone else's gift.
Whoops, I accidentally spoke my mind in front of Sho. I quickly covered my mouth and noticed Yukun watching me still in his fighting stance. I guess it's only natural that they'd be wary of me, but damn.
Are we fighting you next, Adachi-san?
Huh? Oh man, don't be ridiculous. Why would I do something that hard?
Hard? Aren't you supposed to be on Sho's side?
Show's side? Give me a break. Come on. Isn't there someone else besides me you should be worrying about?
Someone we should worry about.
That's right. This isn't over yet. The troublesome thing about Sho is the fact that Minazuki's there too, and Yukun doesn't know about him yet. If Sho's been beaten, he's not just gonna lie there and take it. This saves me the trouble of having to explain everything myself, but it's no good for me if they happen to get killed. Ugh, am I gonna have to babysit these kids myself?
Persona.
And there he is. The instant Minazuki stirs up, a reddish-black shadow appears behind him and attacks the investigation team. Yeah, that's the Z. The fucking Yosuke dead on the ground. Fucking open casket funeral Yosuke. The tables are quickly turned and soon Minazuki's got the kids cornered.
Let's end this.
The two personas come together violently, but it's clear that Yukun's at a big disadvantage.
Get a grip, damn it. You're gonna get yourself killed at this rate.
If that happens, my plan will have been all for nothing. I have absolutely no interest in what happens between these two brats, but I can't let them get killed. Just when I thought it was time for me to lend a hand...
Persona! Persona!
Oh, yes, Labrys and Naoto. Oh yeah, there was no red pillars this time either, so everybody could fight. The two personas appear from the red fog and attack Minazuki simultaneously. Minazuki's persona is stunned and its relentless attack stops.
Yukun! Senpai, are you alright?
Girl with axe, right, because Adachi doesn't know who Labrys is.
Yeah.
If it's Naoto Shirogane and some other girl I don't know who's carrying a giant axe that come running in, and Minazuki sighs.
More imbeciles. It seems deploying doppelgangers made from shadows wasn't enough.
Don't move. Get away from Yukun, or I won't show any mercy.
No need for histrionics. I'll concede now without them. Though, should I at least get rid of Narukami first?
He points his blade at the kneeling Yukun. Unlike Sho, Minazuki would be able to kill Yukun like he was swashing a bug. He can't be underestimated. I'm actually going to have to stop him this time. I walk into the center of the room, placing myself between the two.
Sounds like a bad plan. Haven't you ever heard the saying, the cornered stag is most dangerous? I don't think you have time or energy to waste.
No. Why are you here?
Naoto's eyes widen with surprise over seeing me, and then Labrys is like, who? The school building begins to creak again. The shaking is longer and more intense than when I was on the roof, meaning that the power Minazuki collected is coming closer. It seems things are progressing a lot faster than I thought that they would.
Ah! Whoa! What is this shaking?
It's begun. I'll be taking my leave. All that's left is to see this through.
Hey, hold it!
When Minazuki turns his back to leave, the other kids surround him to prevent his escape. But Minazuki doesn't show any signs of panic. In fact, he gives them a mocking sneer.
You truly love to swarm, don't you? You find your strength by herding together. But there are enough persona fragments now. I have no need to deal with you anymore.
What is this? My legs.
My knee.
This again.
It only takes an instant. What if they made this ability part of his kit in-game? That'd be so busted. It's just like, stop time. Everyone stops moving, and then you can just fucking one-shot your opponent with your best combo. The moment Minazuki's eyes glow red, the air shakes and the kids in front of me suddenly stop as if chained down. Seeing that confirms my suspicions. Minazuki's capable of using his persona to control others. He used this power to control that detective in the interrogation room.
For text. I've been relying on this borrowed power too much. But now is not the time to hold back.
He spares one last glance at Yu-kun's group and runs off into the fog. The other kids are frozen like statues and can only watch him disappear. I'm free to do anything, but there's no point in me chasing after Minazuki, so I just let him go. Once he's gone, Yu's group is released from whatever hold is over them, and they fall to the ground. Perhaps that was pretty hard for them. They all seem to be in a lot of pain. Before they can even catch their breath, the sound of footsteps approaches through the fog. A beauty in a skin-tight black catsuit shows up. God, even Adachi finds her attractive. That's funny.
I'll take over from here.
Oh, never mind.
Let's begin. Bring on the ring.
Never mind, it's Shadow Mitsuru. Oh great, and Yu-kun has to fight her too. When the lady yells out, red pillars reappear in the corner of the room and the invisible wall locks into place. Being stuck again seems to confuse the kids, and the situation is out of their depth.
Mitsuru-san?
No, that's a fake.
Where's Minazuki?
He's gone already. Hey, not to butt in, but don't you think you're in over your heads a little this time? Didn't you see his power? You're up against more than just that brat.
I shout to them from beyond the invisible walls. There's no time for them to figure this stuff out on their own. Just get it already. It's with a bit of annoyance that I continue on.
I mean, don't you think it's a little late? He said he has all the persona fragments he needs. So all that's left is to summon that thing, and then jam the fragments he's gathered into.
As I say that, a rapier swings right in front of my nose. I blink in surprise and see a few strands of hair falling right in front of my eyes like a comic. She may be a hottie, but I don't need a chick swinging sharp objects in my face.
That might have hurt. What was that for?
You speak too much, imbecile. Should I deal with you instead?
Whoa, no way! Where'd you get that idea? All right then. I did try to warn you guys.
Later. I've said enough already. Even the stupid investigation team should get it by now, right? I turn my back on them and quickly leave the classroom. They realize Sho's plans and they should be heading to the roof, top of the tower at the peak, and they'll find the countless shadows, the persona fragments, and that power. The pieces are all there. Then again, it'll take them some time to get out of that barrier. There's even the possibility that they might not even make it to the top.
Seriously, give me a break.
Either way, I've got to disrupt Sho's plans somehow. I pat my jacket to reassure myself that my gun is still holstered at my waist and run up the stairway leading to the top of the tower. So he's not headed down to the Junes food court this time. Which means that was a fake news. No, it's just an alternate route, that's what. A whim. Still got ways to go, alright. Nice. Because I hope we get a bit of aftermath too. of where he goes after he helps out kill the final boss, because he just disappears. I'm sure in good shape considering I never exercised when I was in jail. I wonder if it's thanks to that bland health food. As I climb to the top of the tower through the fog, I come to an open area. Looks like this is my goal. Looking up through the powerful winds, the gathered shadows swirl around the top of the tower, giving off sinister power.
Oh, it's totally red. I wasn't ready for this.
Why? Nope, that pun was just awful. I shake my head and look up at the cloud of shadows swirling around in the sky. Adachi, please, no. We don't need another Ikutsuki 3.0. The rolling storm sucks in one shot after another like a tornado. I gulp at the sight up close.
The things a brat can dream up are scary. You wouldn't stand a chance if you got swallowed up in this. I guess Show's scheme is a huge success so far.
In the middle of the red fog is a clear object of the size of a person giving off light as it floats. I see, so that's all the fragments he kept shaving off from the Persona users. The red-haired kid is standing next to it. As I stay low and watch, it looks like he hasn't noticed me. These kids were tricked into helping him collect the Persona fragments under the guise of the P1 climax. Well, after such an intense battle, staying alive is a bit impressive. I think they deserve some praise there.
It would be a problem if anyone died here, after all.
My goal here is to keep anyone from becoming a victim. That's all there is to it.
That's just something I can't allow. Sorry, but that's why I'm gonna have to gum up the works, by whatever means necessary.
I draw my pistol and aim at the red-haired young man through the fog. Show. He's looking up at the giant shadow with an expression of rapture. Maybe he's too busy with his new world, he's not even looking this way. Well, that's convenient for me. I slowly thumb back the hammer on my revolver. People may not know this about me, but I'm actually pretty confident with my aim. I was always in the top of my class in pistol training at the academy. I take aim at the Persona fragments in front of Sho. Well, maybe it's too big to be called a fragment now. If I can break that thing, Sho's plan is done for. I've only got one chance. It's okay, I can't miss from here. I concentrate and put my finger on the trigger.
What?
Did I hit it? I'm sure I got it, but the Persona fragment didn't break. The impact of the bullet was not enough to crack it slightly. Adachi, you're a dumbass. You should have used your Persona to fucking slice it in half. Do the down B move.
One shot wasn't enough.
I'll have to get another shot in. I quickly take aim at the crack in the crystal, just when I'm about to pull the trigger.
Hey, Adachi.
Oh ho ho.
What the hell are you doing?
That's a sick shot. Sho stands in front of me with a look of rage. Ah, he found me. A frontal assault is the absolute last thing I wanted to do, but I guess I can't help it now. I doubt he'd believe me if I told him my finger slipped.
Did I ever say I was going to cooperate with you?
You goddamn son of a... I'll destroy you!
Alright, good. I needed another fight. This time, no mercy.
Final.
If I start with Persona this time. Okay.
Why bother?
Good. What the? Ow! Let's get that.
Wait, no. Why can't I fucking do the other throw?
What's wrong? What's wrong?
How about this?
Why not just how about this?
No, really?
How about this? It's easy this time.
You won't hit me. Yikes.
Bullshit!
Okay. Man, I'm trying to pull off my special moves, but I just can't do it. I won, but it's more like Sho just got tired of fighting and gave up. I was hurt pretty bad, but Sho must have used a lot of his stamina in that battle. Yeah, I did get hurt pretty bad. I almost lost that time. Well, and the last time too, actually. I'm terrible at this game. I sit down on Sho's chest to keep him pinned.
You bastard. What's this about? Were you planning to betray me from the start? What an ungrateful little prick!
Sho glares at me, seething. He must really be pissed. I can feel him trembling under me.
Didn't I say? I told you I was gonna do whatever I want.
You cocky dipshit. Don't think that you've won. You must be seriously stupid to defy me. That's why you lost to them, you goddamn stupid moronic idiot!
Ugh, all this yapping is hurting my ears. How many times do you have to call me a moron, you moron? I press the muzzle of my pistol against Sho's jaw to shut him up.
You actually have the nerve to say that to me. You're the one who got all cocky and started a fighting tournament. Haven't you had your fun? Because there's no way a brat like you could control that kind of power. You really should just say you're sorry to everyone and go back home like a good little boy, you know?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! The hell are you mocking me for? I'll kill you! Get off me! I can do this! What's wrong with doing things because I can? Want me to skewer you from your jaw straight through your skull?
Damn, Adachi has a strong ass, because how is Sho not able to get up?
Doing it because you can, huh? You know, watching you really irritates me.
It's like seeing myself last year. Seriously, it's irritating. The persona fragment is only a few meters away. I recock my pistol while holding Sho down. I take aim at the small target half hidden in the red fog. This will end all of this. Damn it! Not the supernatural eye power. Fuck. In the blink of an eye, my view flips upside down. Sho, who I had pinned down just a moment ago, is now sitting on top of me. Shoot. He's got that power too? I don't have any control over my own body and I just lay on the ground like a rag doll. His eyes glow a burning red in his fury.
I'll kill you, Adachi. I'll crush you into pulp so no one will know what you even looked like!
Damn. The brat begins punching me in the face. I can taste blood from a cut lip. My head rocks with the impact of each hit. That's some power he has. If I'm still thinking that, I still must have some life in me.
You bastard! What are you thinking? You know how important this thing is! Are you trying to ruin my plan?
If he wanted to kill me, he could just pick up his sword and do me in with a single slash. Instead, he gets on top of me and starts pounding. What wording? Not letting me off easy. Lucky for me, his rage is getting the better of him. Once a brat, always a brat. Sure, this hurts, but if my luck keeps up, I might just survive this.
That's what I said. I tried to destroy those persona fragments by striking when I saw the chance.
You worthless vermin. I knew you weren't worth shit. But to think you were biding your time for this, well...
This isn't good. Things are going black. I don't even feel much pain anymore. I think I'm on the verge of passing out. Don't they teach kids the meaning of the word moderation in school anymore? At this rate, he might actually kill me.
You really pissed me off, you piece of shit. Well, you were nothing but trash I was only planning to use from the start. Ha!
I nearly blacked out after that intense blow, but I managed to hang in there. Maybe he got tired of hitting me. He gets back up, picks up his sword, and looks down at me mockingly.
Just for curiosity's sake, how are you planning to use me?
I think you're misunderstanding me. You know the whole taming business? I wasn't planning to rely on your knowledge to begin with, moron. All I need is your persona. I was gonna rip off your persona, turn it into a shadow, slam it into the gathered shadows, and presto! Adachi's part is done.
He was gonna turn my persona into a shadow and fuse it with the shadows he was collecting. I don't have a clue what he's talking about. As I lie there confused, Sho holds his stomach and laughs merrily.
I love that stupid look on your face. It's so great. I'm gonna let you in on some more secrets. Seems like the power left in you interferes with the thing I'm planning to absorb. I guess that power beyond humanity clashes with each other. But when that happens, that thing won't be at its full strength. So if you think about it the other way around, using your power stops that thing from doing whatever it wants. And then I get to tame it.
So in order to control the power he was going for, he has to counter it with an even more power. Adachi's like, what the fuck? I think I see a flaw in that reasoning, but given that we're talking about a power surpassing the realm of man, logic might be going out the window.
Once everything was ready and I cut up the rest of them, I was gonna kill you slow. Still, I at least gave you the chance to have some fun, you piece of shit. I was gonna let your crap slide until I showed you the end of the world you never got to achieve. Why not? Right?
Don't think we're the same, you little brat.
What? What was that?
You think the whole world hates you just because someone didn't treat you right. You're nothing but a little kid throwing a tantrum. You know, I seriously hate this world. Don't put me in the same shoes as a half-assed brat like you. Please?
You're so finished, you bastard. I'll kill you just like you want.
Sure, I'm lame. Whatever. But you don't know yet, do you? Those guys don't play around. You better be prepared.
Die, you piece of shit.
He slowly unsheaths his sword and lays it across my throat. The touch of cold steel against my neck gives me goosebumps. Ah, the situation's gone foobar. What does that mean? If my own corpse ends up hanging from a telephone pole somewhere, I'm gonna make last year's case even more complicated. And if that happens, all the work I've done will go down the drain. Not only will my rules be taken away from me, but if the investigation into last year's case gets dropped, there'll be nothing left. That was the experience that defines who I am now. Can't allow it all to become a lie. The katana gleams red in the moonlight when Sho raises it high into the air, and then...
Stop it, Sho!
The impact I expect doesn't come. I slowly open my eyes to see you holding Sho back.
You're early. Way to ruin the moment.
It's my better half, he frowns, not understanding what's going on. He seems confused that Sho and I are at odds. It's not like I need him to sympathize with me. I don't need his pity. I don't want to be misunderstood either.
Just to be clear, I didn't do it for you guys. I just wanted to set things right for myself.
I know, you're not that type of person.
A look of relief spreads across his face. Seriously, kid, you're a dope. If another crazy corpse shows up in that town, the investigation would have to start from scratch again. Thinking about that happening pisses me off, that's all.
You're such a know-it-all. It's not very attractive.
Oh, I tried to mock him, but talking hurts too much. And thanks to Sho beating the crap out of me, everything gets cloudy again. Done this much on my own, it's your turn to stop him. Team leader. I can't even say those words, but that's what I'm thinking. It's then that I lose consciousness. Adachi major concussion right there. He just took like 20 blows to the face. Bratz BS. That's a nice title. How stupid. Are all of Itachi's chapter titles just Reddit insults? Yeah, they could be. Alright, fuck it. I'm putting this all into one episode. Oh my god. Volume. As I was saying, I'm going to put all this into one episode. I'm not splitting this up. The first thing I see when I come to is Yukun fighting a giant monster. The creature is made out of countless shadows, moving as a giant hole. It's wreathed in flames intense enough to scorch the entire world. That's what I'd call the end of the world.
Oh man. Going up against a monster like that's gonna be impossible. Even for you, Kun.
The situation looks bleak, but on a closer look, Yu doesn't look like he's losing. In fact, he's positively overflowing with energy. Though it's beyond me where it's coming from. Could that be what all the bonds and friends stuff is about? Nah, he just leveled up all the way to 99. But either way, he's dealing with the power that surpasses the realm of man. He's injured it, but without a way to deal a definitive end blow, the fight is at a stalemate.
Impossible! What power is this? How can one human's power alone be enough to best me?
Me when I bust out the cheat engine?
You know, Kagutsuchi, that's what holds you back. The power I wield. The power we wield. It will never succumb to someone like you!
That's right, by the myriad truths.
Silence, pest! I will not lose! I am stronger than anything!
Silence, Brand. God, why is it so loud? The monster lets out an immense roar and raises its humongous arm, aiming to destroy the ground Yukun is standing on. Isn't that like the entire tower? The tower isn't going to take much more abuse with all that shaking. Not even a Persona user could survive a fall from here. Seriously is a pain in the ass.
Persona!
I quickly summon my Persona, Magatsu Izanagi, and attack the monster from behind while it's busy with Yukun. But we hit him with a cross slash. Rend it, Magatsu Izanagi. Our Persona's blade, covered in a blackish red flame, strikes the monster's arm and knocks it away.
Adachi-san?
You know, I could be a voice actor for the monsters, you know? I just make...
What are you doing? I set everything up perfect for you, and you still didn't finish it off before I woke up.
Still, at this rate, there's no telling if he'd have the stamina to keep going. The monster might even make a comeback. But if I keep it distracted, there might be an opening to finish it off. Fine, I'll play along a little.
I can't let you take all the glory. Stay back and rest a while. You'll need to save your strength.
I know you can be a space case sometimes, but it looks like even he understands what I'm getting at. Not bad, kid. I allow myself a small smirk as I look up at the giant body hanging down from the sky. The monster glares directly at me. Its murderous intent pierces me like a gimlet.
Hey, how's it going?
The hell's a gimlet?
According to Shokun, the power left in me doesn't sit well with you, huh?
You imbecile! How dare you intrude and have the nerve to stand before me!
The giant body, its massive arms, that stern jaw, flames spewing along the entire length of it. Damn, that's scary. You've got to be a grade A moron to try and take this thing on. I don't think there's anything in the world that I want to protect strong enough to face this thing. But you know, being this deep in the shit is kind of exciting. Alright, I'll take a stand. Not for anyone else, I stand for myself. Yo, based Adachi. I'm trembling with the exhilaration building up in my heart and the fear of what I'm about to do, but I can't hold back a sardonic grin as I shut up the face in the sky.
An ugly sucker you are. Come at me. I'll play with ya.
Oh shit, Adachi fights the last boss? Okay. Wait, spam this move. Okay. Oh wait, hit him with this actually. Yeah, this does a lot of damage. What can I use here? Nice. What? I jumped it. That's right. Can I play as this character? Oh. My insta-kill.
How about this?
Yeah.
Superb victory.
Why can't I play as the last boss? That'd be a fantastic, fantastic playable character. My body is so hot, I feel like I'm burning up. Just breathing hurts my worn out throat. With a relentless blaze scorching me, I'm half expecting to collapse into a pile of ash at any moment.
I guess this is the best I can do with my powers.
I was thinking that maybe I could finish him off, but I'm just too exhausted. That's all I can do to stand on my own 2 feet.
Such impudence from insignificant pests!
It looks like my efforts weren't for nothing. The giant monster gives a roar in pain from all the damage it took and recoils for a moment.
Adachi-san!
From a bit far away, Yukun is watching me with a look of surprise and bewilderment. It's not the same look he had last year when he confronted me in the TV. There's no hostility in his face, no caution in his eyes. I see nothing in his expression but concern for me. It's annoying.
Hey, what are you spacing out for? I don't have time to waste either. So let's hurry up and put it into this!
Right.
Alright, now's our chance. I give Yukun the sign and he answers with a nod. A power I've never felt before begins boiling up from the depths of my body. The two Izanagis, one dark, one light, resonate. Our powers merge together to become one giant force inside the two of us. That's pretty gay. I take that strength, reveal it for just a moment, and we unleash it all into Hino Kagutsuchi. That's right, take our combined power.
Izanagi! Nagatsu Izanagi!
Yeah, this picture goes hard. We were both given the same power, but it's evolved down a different path than mine had. I can tell that it's only grown stronger since the last time I saw him. And with that power it pulls at me, I can feel it squeezing me dry. Can we... Never mind, I'm not going to say anything. The torrent of power becomes a giant sword that pierces Hino Kagutsuchi, and its body shatters into pieces.
It's over, Hino Kagutsuchi! Time for a monster like you to head on home!
That's me right there. I'm the mob. God, I don't know why. Fucking monster deaths are just hilarious to me. No, I don't need to see that. Get out of my face. We saw that already. As it screams its death cry, the monster's body crumbles into bits. The flame coating its body flares up one last time.
Serves you right.
Now, it's over. The tension that had kept me wound up so tightly reaches its breaking point and snaps. I can only briefly see the floor rushing up towards me as I collapse to the ground, and then everything is blackness. Oh, Adachi died. Well, I sure hope Elizabeth rescued me later, you know, because she teleported everybody out of here, right? My rules. Oh, second last chapter, alright. Let's see. When I come to, I'm lying face down with that part of the TV world where these old TV sets are stacked around like blocks. I don't remember how I got here after fighting that monster. But one thing's for sure, we annihilated that monster from the world and there wasn't a single victim created by this entire incident. As long as that's a fact, I don't care about the rest. I fulfilled my objective. Managed to sit up and look around. Sho is lying on his back on the floor, and Yukun is looking at me as if he wants to say something.
Adachi-san. Man, what a pain.
Oh, okay. I'm here now, apparently.
I had no intentions of seeing you guys ever again, you know?
I finally figured out why you came here, Adachi-san.
That kid talks like he knows me. Don't you go making a relieved face like that. I purposefully ignore him and walk over to Sho. I slap him on the cheek.
You took a pretty bad beating, too.
Sho opens his eyes slightly and groans in pain. It looks like he's awake, but he doesn't have the energy to move. The madness and intense murderous intent are both gone. All he does is breathe. Well, looking at him like that, he's no different from your average kid. I remember when I was in the same condition as him. It reminds me of myself, just a little.
That's why I told you, that power can't be controlled.
Is it all over?
I don't think it's all over yet. Those nosy kids pushed your reset button before it was too late.
When I look over at Yukun, his eyes go round in surprise. Oh, come on, you didn't know? No wonder he's enjoying his youth so much. He doesn't realize all the important things going on around him.
Well, that's fine with me. A kid should enjoy doing what he wants. Just don't drag me into it. But now's the only time you get to do that, you know? Once you go out into the real world, there's really nothing great about it.
That's not true. I mean, as an adult who understands that, you know, you had a lot of more spare time when you were a teenager or a kid to, like, do silly shit, like play games and not have to worry about, you know, adult responsibilities. And being adult too opens many facilities and capabilities that would otherwise be unavailable to you as a kid, you know, like you can buy stuff because you have more financial liberties. Of course, you also have more financial responsibilities as well, but you know, it all really depends on how greedy you are, really. I think it comes down to that, how much you want out of life and how much of that also cost too, you know, like do you have expensive taste? Do you have a lot of different hobbies, a lot of different desires, and how much you plan to maintenance or maintain those desires as well. So I don't really agree with the statement too much, but it is true. You know, you're only a kid once, so you should try to have some unique experiences because When you're an adult, it sure feels like you're in it until you die. Well, ain't that the truth too? Moving on. Shows like me, man consumed by power, but he's still got plenty of chances to start over. He'll find that out, whether he likes it or not. The connections between people are also chains. They've brought me nothing but trouble. So I can understand why Sho would want to push that crap as far away from himself as possible. But the troublesome thing is, once you start making connections with other people, they start winding their way around you before you even notice it. Even when you're suffering from weaknesses and pain, they just don't hold back. But depending on how you handle it, it can create possibilities for you. In other words, whether you make use of those connections or let them go, to waste is all on you. Plus,
In other words, you can't just run and hide in this world. It doesn't let you off the hook that easily. Well then, it's about time I head back. If your friends show up, they'll only start yapping about some annoying drivel again.
Adachi-san, you're going back, right?
What's that supposed to mean? Did you think I'd run away like in some Hollywood drama?
yes.
No, that's not what I meant. I just want to do my time quietly. I really don't want to get wrapped up in something like this ever again.
I think Adachi's also glad too because, you know, he killed 2 people, but he's not getting the death penalty for it, right? Like, I don't know how it is in Japan, but, you know, if you kill 2 people, I think a lot of people would want you fucking dead. I'll just be straight with you, even though they don't have the cause of death, right? Because it's TV stuff. I spit that as him as I stick my head into one of the TVs stacked up here. As I'm about to shove myself the rest of the way deeper, I hear a voice.
Please, wait!
The desperation in Yukun's voice startles me and my heart skips a beat. I can't help but pull myself back out. Being caught off guard like this surprises me, but like hell, I'm gonna let him know that. I decided to play things off as normally as I can.
Don't yell like that! You startled me! So, you still have business with me?
Dojima-san said, I'll go see you once things have been settled.
Oh, give me a break! If Dojima-san shows up, I'll get yelled at even in lockup!
I can already see it in my mind and I make a face, seeing that Yukun laughs. That punk.
Maybe so. Adachi-san, good luck.
Yeah, I'll bring you some cabbages. He called me back just to say that? Good luck? My luck is none of your business. Seriously, he's still the same annoying brat I knew from before.
Dumbass.
I load all the venom I can muster into throwing that word, Yukun's way. I don't know what face he made when he heard it. I've already stuck my head back into the TV, saying my farewells to his world for good. I'm going back to following my own path. This time I'm going to make sure I won't be seeing them again. I slowly close my eyes. I'm exhausted to my limbs, but it's an oddly pleasant feeling. I'll be honest, this game is worth playing alone if you just want more Adachi. Holy shit. I love it. We learned so much more about Adachi character development after the original P4. It's like his perspective has grown and we get to see his inner monologue that, you know, whether you choose to accept bonds or to be involved in other people's lives or to reject them, that's your choice. But the choice that you make, don't blame the world for it because you're the one that made that choice. Beautiful call to action. Perfect messaging.
The prosecution's been settled.
It's been a few months since that P1 climax bullshit. The prosecution's case finally rested in the middle of the summer. Now it's transferred to the detention center. Going to court means there's the possibility that I'll get the maximum penalty under the law. But instead of worrying about that, I'm more relieved that all those troublesome days are finally over.
Man, my road until now seemed long and short at the same time.
Last year I lost at my own game. Having to put up with this shitty world, one day I was suddenly given a special power. That was when my game started. I had lousy human relations, a boring job, and was part of a corrupt society. If I could destroy it all, I could remake the world in the way I wanted. And I'll admit it, I enjoyed the game as if I was trying to fill my own empty heart. Fuck. I was doing so good without coughing for like a good 45 minutes, then it fucking just built up on me right then. Sometimes I hate biology. It's the damn cicadas in the background. Even the pressure of the unknown creeping up on me gave me the ultimate thrill. But eventually I lost to the brats from the investigation team and was arrested as the serial killer who had terrorized Inaba. Game over. After it was all over, the only things I had left were my experiences and my rules. All games have rules, of course, and once I was caught, I decided that I'd follow the rules of this reality to atone for my sins and confessed everything to the police. And yet, if some mysterious corpse who died of unknown cause was found hanging somewhere, they'd declare the case open again and start suspecting that the true killer was still on the loose. If that happens, it would mess up the rules I'd set for myself. I'm not going to stand for that, that's all. Because of the recent commotion and by how I was mysteriously gravely injured while in custody, it means that my incarceration is going to be even longer while they try to figure out what happened. I was starting to get tired of these goddamn psych evaluations as well. Oh, true, I mean, it could be self-harm too, right? They could have labeled it as that. I keep telling them that I'm going to follow the rules of this world, so they should take things a little easier on me, right? Seriously, these people in charge of this area are so hard-headed that it's a pain in the ass.
Then again, it doesn't change the fact that I'm bored. I wonder if the way things were before would have been less dull.
Yeah, there's no, like, they don't give you internet connection here. There's no Wi-Fi. Throw myself onto the moldy, smelling tatami mat in the cell and yawn loudly. Just as I'm drifting off into the escape of sleep, I hear footsteps approaching from the hall.
Hey, you have a visitor.
What? Must be Dojima-san.
Oh, are we gonna get Dojima? I roll my eyes and groan inadvertently. Just as Yukon said, the instant my indictment was completed, I got a letter from Dojima saying that he'd come see me. What timing. Dojima was waiting for me to be moved to the main detention center, and I feel like he caught me.
Why would he want to see me after all this? He really is nosy.
This is so awkward. I thought I'd cut any ties between me and Dojima the moment I was arrested.
Well, you gonna see him or not?
This is why I hate him.
I stand up without a word to the guard. Refusing wouldn't do any good. I of all people know how persistent he can be. I squint in the harsh light outside the door where Dojima is waiting for me. Oh, hey. I'm squinting too.
Have you fattened up a bit since the last time I saw you?
Well, life in lockup is much easier than your grueling training.
Did I really just hear you say that?
Oh, nice, we get a still. Oh man. Look at that face. I mean, Dojima might have been the only actual bond he did have too. Because even though he didn't really treat him like shit. It's just that he kept him in line basically. And he was the only person that kind of looked like invited him after hours too. Like he invited Adachi to his house. Man, I fucking regret not playing P4G on camera now because it's like I could make all these references and it's like, oh yeah, you know, like I remember this, and all I can say is I remembered it in my own playthrough. But damn, he laughs at my taunt. I can't stop myself from smiling either, and I look down quietly so that he doesn't notice. I threw our connection away, but it came back. I cut it, but it wouldn't stay cut. The bonds between people really are troublesome. And yet, somewhere inside me, I can't help but feel a little relieved at the way things turned out. I guess having a bond like this isn't so bad. I think that to myself, but I accidentally murmur it out loud too. The sound slips away, lost among the calls of cicadas outside the window. Wow. Ending, right? Oh yeah, that's such a perfect ending. Because it leaves his character development up to interpretation, but it's like he's obviously a changed man. God damn, okay. And that was DLC too, like the Adachi story. Holy crap. I can't skip this, unfortunately. Alright. How many people worked on this then? Because we only had 2 fights, and then the rest of it was just narration. But not bad. We got through it in an hour and 40 minutes, roughly. So it's basically the same length as one of the P4A stories. So, yeah. Very worth it, I would say. Holy shit. I'm so glad we actually got Adachi content. Yeah. I guess I can talk about it real quick too, because we have time. One thing I actually want to talk about is just villains getting screen time too. Like, I've played so many games since I've, you know, been playing games when I was a kid. And one thing that I noticed that a lot of video games don't do these days is humanizing villains. And what I mean by humanizing, I mean by like just giving them screen time and showing multiple like personality sides of them, you know, like giving them complex or giving them like real motives that are just besides like the one that Show had, which was like, you know, kill everything or whatever, right? Like some sort of unilateral type of motive that we usually expect of our big bads, right? And so like, I think that's why that's what makes villains like Adachi and Akechi in the Persona series very compelling, rather than villains that are like Shido from P5, or the gods like Anemo Sagiri, Izanami, right, from Persona 4 Golden, because these characters are they're evil, yes, like they have fundamental like evil personalities, but they're complex as well, and most importantly, they're realistic, they're understandable. And because of this, even if you relate to these characters that are villains, it doesn't mean they're right, but you can still understand them and how they turned out this way. And it's like, at least from what I've seen in like recent video games that I haven't played yet, but like from what I've seen in the villains and how people kind of talk about them sometimes, a lot of the times I look at games too, or gameplay of games that I know I won't play just because I'm not interested in them, and I feel like a lot of these villains are just, they don't get elaborated on, or they don't have enough screen time. So it's like when you defeat them, you don't really feel anything for them or anything about them really, right? But it's like, for instance, when you beat when you fight Adachi in the Akechi in the boiler room, right? And he's like, you know, I envy you and I always wanted to be this. And then you're like, oh yeah, of course we know this. And then when he becomes the Black Mask in the third semester, and you hear like this new side of him, he's completely different. You're like, okay, you know, well, it's like he doesn't care anymore. And it's like, you don't really get to spend time with a villain outside of combat or outside of like some sort of verbal confrontation, you know. It's the same thing in anime too, and I think it's great that we get these moments where we can have either playable villains or playable anti-heroes to an extent, because it makes them more important and gives them time to develop as a character that would otherwise not be possible in any form of media. Like even Kawana is a good example in Lost Judgment. I'm just kind of bringing up recent examples because it's the easiest that I can make these parallels at the moment for this year at least. Like Kawana's not playable, but you spend either half the game in Lost Judgment looking for him, or half the game having a fucking verbal conversation or argument with him. And because of this, it's, even though most of the time that conversation is bloated and nothing gets accomplished, it still humanizes him because it's a realistic conversation, right? Sometimes when you have an argument with someone, right, you'll spend like 30 to 40 minutes arguing with someone, and guess what? After those 30 or 45 minutes, nothing was accomplished. Your stance didn't change, your values weren't changed, this didn't accomplish anything, and in the end, you just wasted 30 minutes of your life, right? Like maybe you're talking to a friend or a family member or some like coworker or a random stranger, but that's realistic, because sometimes when you have a discussion with someone or you have an argument with someone,
This program was brought to you by the following sponsors.
me, sometimes nothing changes, right? And I think that's what made Kawana, at least for me, a really great villain, if not like one of the best villains in RGG, Yakuza, in the Yakuza games, because he's just a villain that you got to understand, and he's just realistic. He stood by his values and he didn't change. Anyways, that's enough of that. We are completely done now with all the stories. P4A done, episode Adachi done, P3 apparently P3 is not done. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick then, and then we will finish off the P4 true ending next time. It's probably gonna be a pretty quick episode since it's only one of these, but I figured I'd give my full-on pre-look back thoughts on the game after this, because there's a few other mechanics I want to dab into a bit off screen before I start this, so that's what's going to happen. But I hope you enjoyed episode Adachi. I have to say, Adachi really sold this game for me. Once I found out that he had his own standalone story, I think it's the strongest story out of everything too. Pretty biased, of course. I liked Adachi before, but yeah, he's also one of the best characters to play as well, even though I showcased him pretty poorly. But so far, now that I've played all the characters except for Marie and Sho, I have to say, top 3 characters playable: Adachi, Akihiko, Chie. Those are my top 3. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow for the conclusion of this game.